So the higher self is a very difficult concept to grasp, and it took me about 6 months to integrate this concept into my thinking. So I don't expect you to get it overnight, but I did decide to make this video illustrating an example of how our higher selves interact with our lower selves and what they're thinking and what they're feeling at any given moment in time. So your soul is not contained within the confines of your human body. There is part of your soul that lives on the other side that's directly connected to the divine, called the higher self. So for lack of a better way to explain it, there are two of you. Your higher self in your most perfect angelic form has no ego. That is a big deal. When people are sitting there saying, I'm not calling him, he can call me. That's ego. Ego separates. The reason ego doesn't exist on the other side is because we are all one via a collective consciousness. So your higher self is concerned with the purpose of your soul, how you can serve humanity, how you can help other people, soul's growth, and obtaining virtues. And by obtaining virtues, that's how you get a closer, an even closer, even tighter connection to the divine. And that's what all souls want. That is the cherries on the Pac-Man screen, right? When your soul gains those virtues, okay? So that is what the higher self is concerned with, is really what's next. They're not really concerned about the past or, what you're doing right now. They're concerned with what's next. Where are you headed? So that is what the higher self is concerned with. The lower self is more concerned with what's for dinner, paying bills, should I get this tattoo? Oh, he or she is super duper hot. Human animal versus human spirit, basically. So while this is you in your most perfect form, I wrote crappy form as a joke. You're not crappy. Your soul's fine. I'm just joking around. But anyway, the part of you that lives on the other side, part of this little consciousness, part of your soul, splits off and incarnates and comes down to earth in your little Mork and Mindy egg and incarnates into a human body. When that happens, your soul is, I'm just going to say, for lack of a better way to say it, is no longer clean. Your soul now, while it's living in the earth plane, now has doubt, fear, pride, ego, embarrassment, jealousy, all that junk. So your higher self, just so you know, still exists. I can channel your higher self. I can tune into people's higher selves. I do it in readings all the time. So I just wanted to let you know that as you walk along your path on this planet, as you maneuver the twists and turns of life and are trying to figure out whether to go left or whether to go right, your lower self is being influenced energetically by your higher self. Now, your higher self, because he or she is directly connected to the divine, is all-knowing. So this guidance and this energetic influence that you are getting from your higher consciousness is from the divine. It is coming from a place of all-knowing. And so the way they communicate with you is just by influence, compulsions, thoughts, feelings, inclinations. Like, I don't know, I just felt compelled to upload, this Instagram post about suicide or whatever. It's like, that's your higher self making you feel compelled to help people. Your gut is bothering you. God, I don't know, every time I'm around my boyfriend now, my gut is just killing me. What is going on? That is your higher self saying, he's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating. And she's trying to get through. She's tugging on this connection. She's trying to get through and bothering your gut so that you will break up with your boyfriend. Now, your higher self, I'm going to tell you this. Your higher self, if she gets really annoyed with you, because your higher self is all-knowing. So suppose she knows your boyfriend has like 16 other girlfriends aside from you, and you are not responding to that gut feeling or that feeling of dread every time your boyfriend's in the room with you, she will do something that I call go on strike. When your higher self goes on strike, you will wake up one morning and you will be completely numb towards your boyfriend. You will have no feelings for him at all whatsoever. It'll just be gone. You'll look at him like he's just like your brother or something. There will be no romantic feelings there at all whatsoever. Your higher self is capable of doing this. That's how strong this energetic influence can get. So I almost titled this video saying we are all avatars, but I didn't want to freak people out. Because you do have free will. You have free will. You can continue dating your boyfriend and feel nothing for him and be completely numb. But then you'll probably start branching off into depression, anxiety. Who knows what fun negative emotion your higher self will send you. But it's not punishment. That negative emotion that your higher self is sending you to break off from that boyfriend is to help guide you on your path via emotion. Now the layperson is just going to say, Christine, you're crazy. You're nuts. You're like making all this stuff up. Feelings are feelings. It's just my emotions. Wrong. And I challenge you guys to start paying attention to your feelings. Do volunteer work. Oh, I feel on top of the world. You know, be selfish and close yourself off from other people and don't help anybody. See how you feel. See the difference. Test my theory. Because this person is worried about the purpose of the soul and helping other people. So you're going to feel the best when you do that. And that's your higher self sending you positive emotion. So I want people to start paying closer attention to their feelings and really see and really feel, what compulsions are you getting? I don't know, I just felt compelled to do this, or I just felt compelled to call you, and then turns out your friend was crying and really needed you, really needed a shoulder to cry on, and really needed your advice at that particular moment in time. Higher self knew that your friend needed the help, so call so-and-so, call so-and-so, call so-and-so, call so-and-so. Again, you have free will. You can blow off these feelings and inclinations. But my advice, when things do happen, and you do wake up one morning and you're all of a sudden not in love with your romantic partner, or you do wake up one morning and you're completely dispassionate about your job, if your higher self is going on strike, pay attention and take it seriously, because this higher self is privy to all of the information, to everything that's going on. Everything, because your higher self is part of the collective consciousness. So they know whether your boyfriend is cheating. They know what's going on over here. They know what's going on over there. Again, divine source of truth that is that part of yourself. Listen to your higher self, because they can help you a lot on your path. So because they're interested in what's next and the purpose of the soul and soul's growth, the higher self is worried about gaining virtues. That is what they're worried about. Okay? Gaining virtues. Now, suppose somebody came up to my higher self and said, hey, how's it going? It's like, so another person's higher self walked up to me and said, hey, how's it going? And I was like, oh, this is my higher self talking, right? This is not me. This is not my lower consciousness that lives on this earth plane. This is my higher self talking. My higher self is like, I've been on her, man. I've been on her for 6 years. She's got, she's a marketing executive. She just won't become a medium. She's afraid. She doesn't want to walk away from her, 20-year career. She doesn't want to knock down her sandcastle. She doesn't want to walk away from the money, the respect she gets from people, her accounts that she spent all this time building, all those relationships. She doesn't want to do it. And I've been sending her negative emotion. She's got anxiety. She's got depression. She's unhappy. She's not really pursuing the purpose of the soul. She's chasing the dollar. She's got the fancy car and the fancy clothes and the fancy purses. I'm trying to get her to pursue her heart and her passion. And I'm trying to get Christine, trying to get you to accept your truth. You talk to the dead. I am a bridge between this realm and the next. I've got all sorts of really funky truths going on, but we'll keep it basic. I have the ability to talk to the dead. Okay? So my higher self is like, Christine, why won't you accept your truth? My higher self's looking at my lower self and saying, you're driving me crazy. This is your purpose, and you're ignoring the purpose of the soul. You're not helping people by being a medium. You're not helping people with intuitive information. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there, whatever, ignoring all the negative emotion and feelings and compulsions. So my higher self is going to be annoyed. Okay? So then let's suppose, my higher self's friend leaves, whatever. And so these are my fears, right? My fears, and the reason that I'm not pursuing my truth, are judgment, compromising personal relationships. That's kind of huge when everyone thinks you're crazy. And then lack of acceptance or love. So that's like a biggie that you feel. You feel different from everybody else, like you're a freak. What else is there? Harsh judgment, opinion. It's embarrassing. It's a really hard path to walk. Okay? So, and then I'll just say embarrassing. Telling everyone that you talk to dead people. Okay? So these are all of my fears, and this is what I have to lose. And then, you know, obviously my career was a biggie as well. Okay? Money. Money, prestige, career, respect. Oh, who needs any of that frivolous stuff? Okay, so these are my fears. This is what's holding me back, okay? This is the consequence of me speaking my truth, okay? So the higher self knows what the consequences are. My higher self knows. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Why? Because if I am able to embrace my truth and take steps towards my truth and walk away from marketing and become a professional psychic medium, I have just overcome all of these obstacles. I have overcome all of these fears. And it is a difficult, difficult path to walk. Okay? So let's say I do this, okay? My lower consciousness finally gives in and I become a professional psychic medium, like I did. I tell all of my accounts, I tell all my friends and family, I talk to the dead, I announce it to everyone, I take the, huge pay cut. That's so hard. I lose people's respect, I'm judged, I subject myself to harsh opinion. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me to speak my truth, but it is my truth at the end of the day, because I do have this ability, okay? So, Christine's higher self is walking around after... Oops, that's not good. Christine's higher self is walking around after she went pro, okay? And I'm just going to write Christine equals medium now at this point, right? So my higher self is hanging out on the other side, and my friend approaches me. This is all happening on the other side. My friend is like, Christine, how's it going? And I'm just sitting there like celebrating. I'm sitting there with like a martini or whatever, maybe like a party hat or something. I got streamers flying all around me. And I'm sitting there celebrating, and she's like, Christine, why are you so happy? Why are you celebrating? And I'm like, because my lower consciousness just became a medium. And so my friend is like, whoa, are you serious? And I'm like, that's right, girl. She's like, oh man, I'm so jealous. Oh, I wish I could get my lower self to embrace her truth. My lower self is actually a lesbian, but she won't embrace her truth, and it would make her soul grow and get closer to the divine and everything. She won't do it. I'm jealous that you got your lower self to finally speak your truth, overcome all those fears. Now, why is my friend jealous? Because what did I just gain? I just gained virtues. And virtues equal a closer divine connection on the other side. My soul is now a higher status. I am considered a higher soul on the other side, because I gained virtues from overcoming obstacles and speaking a very difficult truth. Now, what virtues did I acquire? Let's count the ways, because there are many. Self-love, self-acceptance, acceptance of others. Because if you talk to dead people, you're like, honey, I don't judge anybody anymore. Perseverance. Honestly, it's like I barely have opinions about anything anymore. Perseverance. Faith, leadership, because you have to be a leader when you're like telling people that you talk to dead people. Confidence, kindness, whatever, tolerance, introspection, philosophical nature, whatever you want to call it. All these virtues that I gained from embracing my truth and becoming a medium, my higher self wanted this. She wanted the cherries on the Pac-Man screen, which is why my higher self is now sitting there with her martini and celebrating, because she did her job by energetically influencing me. And she energetically influenced me with negative emotion for 6 years. 6! That is how long my higher self had to ride me like Seabiscuit, because she knew that it was pain that was going to lead to happiness. She knew that it was for my own good, almost like a tough love type of approach. So just wanted to use myself as an example of how the higher self works. My higher self is basically like, high-fiving everybody right now and just saying, I did it. She's waving her freak flag. She's living a more authentic life. She's shining her light. Now she can attract more authentic relationships to herself. I couldn't be happier. So because the higher self is only interested in the purpose of the soul and not the desire of the personality, she didn't care about my pride, ego, doubt, fear, embarrassment, whatever. She didn't care. She cared about gaining virtues because now I have a closer divine connection. And I wish this closer divine connection and becoming a higher soul on everyone else watching this video. I hope your higher selves get through to you and that you pursue your purpose. And if you need to know what your purpose is, you can always book a session with me. I'm happy to help because I can channel your higher self to you and your spirit guides who work for your higher self. And the other side does have status, believe it or not. Just like we have celebrities, the other side does have status. As far as like, oh, who's closer to the divine? He's got, the most virtues. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too convoluted and you can understand what I was trying to explain here. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.